we have three really key announcements that we're going to be dropping. I'm not going to tell you what they are yet. I'm just going to let the suspense build. But three really key announcements. So yeah, it's an exciting time, isn't it, Eric?
It is indeed truly exciting. I think that about does it for our announcements, right? We don't have anything else really to announce to the community.
I have to say, we were poorly and now we're not.
Yep.
We've been really busy. Is there anything we can tell? Is there anything good, any great news we can share? Isn't it? Good news.
Well, you know, I mentioned that we were discussing in the chat. It's been mentioned a couple of times that we were discussing an option with a third party to partner with us in order to create an offering that will complement our offering in a very nice way, but also make the Fire token and the Nest more available. It's probably the best way to put it. Yeah, so I've mentioned it a couple times in the chat. It's probably worth mentioning here. I don't know how far along we are with it, but yeah, we've been discussing with a third party, and I think, do you want to just tell them the full details on it? I mean, maybe not the how it's maybe not how the sausage is made, but at least the full understanding of what it is.
I'm not going to say how the sausage is made, but I'll tell you what's in it.
Yeah, something like that. You don't want to give it away, but yeah.
So as the Phoenix grows, we're aware that barrier to entry is going to raise, and it's going to be quite difficult for people to get into. So Eric and I, obviously, doing what we do, we deep dive, we create an issue, we create a problem, we try and solve it. Actually, one of the community has come forward with a sterling idea that we're going to be moving forward with to fractionalize Nest. Now, we don't know the time scale on this at the moment. It's still work in progress. We're still currently talking to our developer to work out what this looks like. However, the interest is so high for this that we figured that we'll just tell you now, because we've got the shape, we know exactly what it looks like, and we just want to make sure that it works. It won't be offered by the Phoenix directly. It will be a different company offering it, not affiliated with us. We want to help them develop it, but it won't be affiliated with us. But it will be someone that is, you know, an approved person to go through.
Yeah, I'd call it sponsored. You know, it's a sponsored solution.
I like that, sponsored solution, because, you know, we want to make sure that people aren't priced out of getting into this, because it is a wonderful thing that we've created, and we want to show as many people as possible, and we want to make sure that people aren't priced out. So we think that's a really exciting prospect. We'll be able to announce more about what that looks like in the next 2 weeks, and there's some real nice developments going to build on the end of that. I don't want to give that away yet. So yeah, that's coming up in the next couple of weeks. We've got the worst kept secret. Well, the worst kept secret in the Phoenix, wasn't there? Which was we applied to be listed on Trader Joe. So that's good. We're just waiting for the confirmation back from them for us to be officially listed on there as an official token. So that'd be nice. It's not a huge listing, but it's a nice little one to put in the box.
What does that mean exactly? Can you explain what the listing at Trader Joe means?
Yeah.
Like if I log into Trader Joe, how does that make my life different?
Well, what you need to do actually is think back to when you're on our app page, Eric. Yeah. So when you click into your app page and it says there buy fire, you click that and it takes you to Trader Joe, and you're like, cool. And then this big red mark comes up that says token imported. Anyone can create an ERC token on Avalanche with any name. So what this does is this actually means that we're a verified project. This warning won't come up. We will be a verified project that will show up in the drop-down menu. So you'll be able to.
So we'll be indexable and searchable in the Trader Joe token list.
Correct.
Token list. Okay.
Yeah. So I thought that was a nice one to bring to the guys. Really little thing, but nicely done. We're moving forward. We're focusing on our number one priority really at the moment is incorporation. So we've nailed down with our solicitors where we are at the moment, what incorporation looks like, and how we're going to be doing that. So we should be getting that nailed within the next week. And then once we've got that, then we can initiate our off-chain investment strategy. Yeah, but we've got some questions. Should we take some questions?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure one of these, I was going to make another statement, but I'm sure it'll come
carry
up.
on. No,
I'm sure it'll come up. It'll be better if it comes up in conversation. And if it doesn't come up in the first few questions, I'll drop it anyway.
I love that. All right, let's do it. So, Maximilian.
Yeah, good evening, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hello.
Good afternoon from the US.
Listen, welcome back to the land of the living. Sorry to hear you've been ill, but
Thank you.
I tell you what's lovely, though, during your short departure, the way the mods have really worked hard and they've kept the communication going. It's absolutely fantastic. So, you know, your second in commands have really stood to the plate. One of the things that concerned me this week was the, what can we call it, a facsimile on Twitter that looked exactly identical to the Phoenix project. And it concerned me in a way because had I been a new verbal introduction and I'd have gone and researched it, I would have ended up looking and ended up on that page. What have you guys done to disband that threat of facsimile that seems to be out there in the marketplace?
That's a good question. I reached out to the guys on the other side very politely, and I let them know, hey guys, I think you have first of all, I was very polite. I said, I think you have a good looking product. They don't have anything yet. I was just being polite. But yeah, I think you have a good looking product, a good concept, good idea. Unfortunately, you need to work on the branding. It conflicts with our product, which already exists. There was a little back and forth with them. They said, oh, we were here first. Look at our Twitter. And I said, yeah, okay, tweeting coming soon is not the same as launching a viable product. We have a CertiK audited smart contract web app, and we've been operating for over 3 weeks now. You're really just that you don't even have a product yet. There's a little back and forth. They seem, I don't know, I don't want to be rude. Let's be
nice about them. You know, they've built up a really large community in a really.
They seem intended on the idea that they're here first. They had the idea first, and by God, they're going to follow their idea. I read their Medium post. So I'm not really. If I was a potential investor, I'd probably skip right past that one.
Not financial advice. Do your own research.
Yeah. But me personally, I would probably sidestep that one. When I see stuff like insane high lifetime rewards, that rings a certain alarm bell, pun intended.
Right.
For those who, if you know, you know.
On top of what Eric said, sorry, Eric.
Yeah, go ahead.
We reached out. We've actually offered to pay for their rebrand as well.
Well, that's very kind. Very kind.
Yeah, they refused it. But we just have to be careful. We've shared it on social media and within our Discord that we are different. So
okay.
There's nothing we can technically do to stop them.
Yeah. This brings me to my second point then, and the fact is that you were prepared to offer out the recoding that you did to safeguard this project, because we know what happened in previous projects, and you actually rewrote the code, and you were going to originally offer that out, but now I read a tweet last night from, I believe, Eric, that you're not prepared to do that now to safeguard yourself and because of the importance of people copying you. Here's an idea I've thought of. Would it not be beneficial to us WOWs to have a investment within that coding, so that should the eventuality come that the day you wish to release that, there is a beneficial asset to us and Phoenix for the release of that end of line coding that you guys have paid for and been patiently introducing to Phoenix. What do you think about that?
Luke, you want to take that one? I think it's a creative idea on its face, but I'll let Luke respond because I'm sure he's got some thoughts on it. This is called, in America, we call this throwing someone under the bus.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. Thanks, mate. And you know what? I'll get you back. Right. Firstly, Maximilian, what a great question. I don't really actually understand it. So, what are you?
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't mean to throw you that far under the bus.
Just to reiterate, are we talking about offering our smart contract as a as a benefit?
Exactly that. No, because you were going to offer it out to the to the universe. This is what we've done.
Yeah.
And you've held it back because there's a value in the asset now.
It's not the value of the asset, actually. The reason why we've held it back. What it is it's the protection of the community.
Okay.
Our smart contract is CERTIC audited, so that means that it's nigh on close to perfect. Now, if that were to get into the hands of someone with nefarious intentions and they were to come to market, because this is CERTIC audited, they could come to market and say that their fork is based on CERTIC audited smart contracts. We can't have that, so that's why we've locked it out.
I understand that, Luke. I really understand that, and I that's what I read with Eric. And it's you cannot be affiliated with someone who is not certain, but will come under your umbrella. Okay, I understand that. The other side of the coin is, if they want to come under your umbrella, could you not offer out to them a means of us? You know, you're looking for assets where we would as well say, yeah, we will throw X amount of our profit into certifying that company to come with under our umbrella, a bit like they used to do in the 1980s with insurance companies within the UK.
Okay. So that ties nicely into our little incubator project, but I think you move into more towards kind of like a DeFi consortium idea as opposed to an insurance consortium.
More like licensing.
Yeah.
It sounds like licensing, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That sounds good.
Would we license our smart contract?
Could we license it and not release it, Eric? That's the question. I think that's what we need. I think we need to talk to our developer, but this is a really, really interesting question.
That's a good question. Maybe I have to come back to you with an answer on that one.
It's a question a few months down the road, guys.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's not an immediate market demand for that, I'm sure.
No. But I thought I'd start the ball rolling. Someone has to stand to the plate and talk. So here I am. Thank you so much. God bless you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
And I'll see you anon. Good night.
Bye-bye.
It sounds like, I don't know, we have to work on the details, maybe with our CTO, who, by the way, I'll go ahead and announce it right now. We just got a message. I don't know if you saw it or not. Luke, did you see the message on Telegram?
It didn't. Whoa. All right. I think the community just found out when we found out.
Well, they didn't see the message because it's a private channel. Yeah. No. Our CTO just accepted our offer, so we now officially have a CTO.
Oh my God, this is the best news. Oh, I'm going to do a dance. This is the best news. This guy is very, very, very intelligent man. Very well recommended.
Excellent. I'm excited. I really am
excited as well. Wow. Okay. Well, that's really made my day.
Okay. So let's bring.
Let's bring Russ up. Yeah. Then let's bring MJ Papa up. Definitely. Right. Russ.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate.
Good. My fellow Brit. How's it going?
Hello, Brit. Yeah. All right, thank you. I just wanted to ask you. You said you CERTIC audited, but then on the website it says it's 99% complete. I just wondered if there's any things that came up from it that you've got to address or anything like that, really.
We applied for early on. When did we?
I can answer that pretty directly.
Actually,
We applied on like the 18th, I think, or the 13th, or something like that, of December. I think it was the 18th of December is when we applied. So as far as your question goes, all of the remediation steps were done prior to our version 2 launch and public launch on January 7th. We have the final report in hand. We've had it since before we launched, as well as a formal, so we had an informal one, had remediations done, launched, got the final report on January 10th, 3 days after we launched. And our report is very detailed. I put this out in the chat last night, so anyone who saw it. Those who didn't see it, I apologize. But our report is very detailed. It actually has lines of code in our source code in the report that are referenced as part of what the findings were and what was remediated. Because of that level of detail that's in our final report, I don't think we're going to release our report. There is going to be a customer-facing report that is published on Certic's website. I have reached out to Larry. Larry's our business development manager at Certic that's handling our product within their project, scheduling and executions. So I've reached out to him a few days ago and said, hey man, really need this website updated to 100%. What are we waiting on? Is there something you're waiting on us for? And he said, no, we're not waiting on you anymore. We're waiting on internal processes. So the reason it says 99% and not 100% is because Certic has an internal process they haven't completed yet. There's nothing left for us to remediate. Everything that was found in the version 1 contract. So let me back up. There was a version 1 contract that was pre-Certic audited. Version 2, what we're on right now, our current smart contract, and that is going to be our contract going forward. It's not going to change, because if it changes, then we'd have to get re-audited. Let me say this. If it changes in a large way, right, if there's a meaningful, impactful change to the contract, we would have to go back and get recertified, because it's no longer the same code that they audited. We're not doing that. This has been audited. It's about as airtight as you can get on a blockchain application. So, yeah.
And if there are any changes, we're going to get it audited again. This isn't just a case of we do it once and then that's cool. Any movement forward will be done alongside Certic as well. So,
correct. If we do have ourselves in a position where we do want to make a change, or we need to make a change, it will be audited as well, so we can maintain that Certic audit capability.
Thanks for your question.
Very long way of answering your question and saying it's really on Certic at this point to update their website.
It'll be soon.
It should be soon. But see, Certic has this idea of bloated timelines, and I'm not casting shade at them, but typically what happens is they have this like a 4-month timeline typically to get from the time you start to the time you actually finish the audit is typically 4 months at least. And you can see other projects that got in the queue before us but haven't gotten completed. And they're still waiting.
How complex it is, won't it, I suppose?
What? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. What?
It'll all depend on how complex the code is and everything, I suppose.
Well, that's part of it. Yeah, that's part of it. If it's very complex and they have to go through it several times and they have to dig deep into it with a lot of eyes and personnel on it, then sure, it takes a little longer. But I think it's just the normal process.
Yeah.
Because they have such a large queue, they don't have enough people to satisfy it. Which I guess brings the question: how the hell did we get done so quickly?
Because we're amazing.
That is, that's pretty much. We met with the Certic guys. Luke and I fully doxed, full names on camera, and explained our vision for what this space needs and how we're going to approach it, and why our position is really good to help legitimize this offering. And they saw the need. They saw our product. They got a little bit more of a picture than you guys have at this point, and they loved it to the point where they were like, here, we'll put you at the top of the list. We need to get this done.
Sounds good. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
No, that's it. Thank you.
No worries.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Russ.
You're welcome, man. Let's get Papa up, and then we'll get Tony up.
Hey James, how you going?
You are there, Papa?
Yeah, good, thanks. Good. Glad to see you feeling better.
Good. Really
So
bad.
CTO, he or she, are they going to become part of the AMA gang, or are they going to remain anonymous? What can you tell us about?
Who?
Are you asking about the CTO? That's the one.
I think the CTO is going to choose anonymity at this stage. Eric and I aren't really going to force anyone to dox themselves if they don't want to. It's up to them. It's their personal choice. It's our personal choice to put our faces to it. Everyone's life situation is different, and we don't want to have to force people into an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah. Now that being said, this person has doxed to us.
Yeah.
Right. We didn't hire an anonymous person that we don't know or haven't met. He came by recommendation, so there was already a level of trust established there. And then after the couple of we did do a couple of interviews with him, and found his skill level and his experience to be suitable for the position. He's really well versed with continuous development, continuous deployment. I may be saying that wrong. He's going to have to correct me on that one. Implementation, development, or something like that. So it's the concept of continuously innovating and developing and releasing iterative updates. So he's familiar with that framework, that workflow. He's a computer scientist, has been a computer scientist for 20 plus years, has worked in all manner of development as well as hardware. So he brings a large wealth of knowledge amongst a lot of different technologies. Yeah, it's just really impressive, just really impressive. Okay, but no, I don't think he's going to dox, at least not initially, because he just got added to the team literally like, I don't know, 10 minutes ago. I'll tell you this, guys, doxing is not something that you can just go out one day and do, right? There is a process. You want to make sure that your information is safeguarded. I'll say this too, for people out there who may or may not fully understand what doxing means. Luke and I are going to give our full names, our pictures, going to get a gun camera, right? And we're going to give our LinkedIn profiles. Okay, so that's what doxing is. That's fully doxed. Now, what you're not going to get is my home address, my cell phone number, my wife and my kids' names. That's not doxing. That's incredibly invasive, right? And I'm not saying you're suggesting that. I'm just putting that out there for the community to understand what doxing is, right? So before someone doxes, you have to make sure you secure and safeguard part of your family and your life so that you're not opening up too much to the rest of the world. So Luke and I have gone through that. This guy, Michael, has not done that yet. And it would be unfair to try and put him in a position to do that just so he can be a contributor to the team. Really, the Phoenix is Luke and my, this is our project. Anyone else we hire is going to be a contractor or an employee. And I put it out, I think I said it in chat a couple of days ago about doxing the employees. You don't go around asking people, what your, I want to know every employee who works for Amazon, for instance, right? You might know who the chief people are, but you're not going to know every single detail about every employee that works there. And nor should you really. So that's how we're approaching this with the idea of doxing. Yeah.
Another question then. How are they going to be paid? Are we going to see dents in the treasury out of it, or where's the money coming from to pay?
No. So treasury is only for investments. We don't do that here, right? So we haven't. So by the way, I published a tokenomic infographic yesterday, late yesterday. So you may have missed it. It's in the FAQ section of our Discord now. If you haven't seen it, go have a look at it. There is an account, if you look at the bottom right corner, called the operating expense account. When you guys pay fees, that's where the money goes. Okay, so your claim fees, your maintenance fees, that's where the money goes to the operating expense account. That's where we pay ourselves or pay business expenses or pay contractors or employee salaries. All that comes out of there. We don't touch treasury for anything but investments.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks, Papa.
Thank you, guys.
No worries. You have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Cheers, man. Tony.
I'm sorry if I sounded aggressive. I really didn't mean to. I was just
No,
trying to be
no,
informative, you know.
I don't think you sounded aggressive. Tony, did Eric sound aggressive there?
No, he sounded fine.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Hey, Tony, how's it going?
I'm fine. All good. I have a question about the liquidity that was added to the pool today.
Yeah.
Is that added to the pool to control the like large influxes of money that force big spikes in the price? For example, yesterday and a few days ago, some big chunks of capital came in big buy orders, and it forced the price up maybe 30, 40, 50, $60. Is that what the added liquidity does? It basically stabilizes the price and controls it better?
Yeah, you're totally correct. So as we've progressed along the roadmap, you'll see we've been increasing the treasury, we've been increasing liquidity. So liquidity is key in a project like this, because liquidity is what it will run on. Now we are anticipating a really, really big spike coming up very soon. So what we're doing is building that liquidity pool to protect our investments, our investors, because the last thing we want is that price spiraling up too high too quickly. So you'll see, our pooled fire is up to 6,700 now. You saw we had some really, really large fires going on. I'm glad you mentioned them, Tony, because we watched them go in and we saw some really huge candles hit that chart. And we've seen how that investment can impact it. Now we've been really blessed to have such an amazing community who have managed their sales, and we've seen some lovely selling behavior there. But as quickly as we can see big spikes in buys, we can see big spikes in sales. So by increasing the liquidity, what we're doing is protecting the price, we're protecting the community. But when you see us putting liquidity into the market, that's because we anticipate that there may be some movement coming in the future. So I'd take that as a bullish sign if I were you, Tony. No, not
Okay.
financial advice.
Good stuff. Yeah, that was the main question that I had for you. Just something I noticed today. The liquidity was added, and it seemed to stabilize the price. Even when a couple of large orders like 15K came in, the price didn't move that much. Whereas yesterday, for example, there was a 60K order came in, and the price just jumped about $30, $40. So.
Yeah, no, that's it. You're exactly right. And we've just seen, we've just had an $8,500 buy go in, and the price is really stable now. Over the coming week, you'll be able to see why Eric and I have made the moves that we've made. I think we have a really exciting week coming up, and we have some great announcements to make as well. We have been developing something with our dev, which should be in final trials now, which we're looking forward to. So that should be announced later on this week. So it's a really, really good week coming up, Tony. We're really excited.
So that's why you can't come out to Portugal then.
I will be coming.
I know. Look forward to it.
Yeah, no, me too. Thanks, Tony.
Okay, cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So basically, it sounds like the bigger the pool, the less splash.
Exactly that. Yeah, you got to think, if you put a shark in a pond, that shark's going to cause some trouble. But the shark in the ocean has to compete with the waves. So it's the bigger the pond. Jabo Tomey. Hey man, how you doing?
You're really faint. I can barely hear you. Is it just me, Luke?
No, I can't hear him. Yoo-hoo.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, much better. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, cool. I'm new to this, but I just wanted to find out whether there's any information on the taxes that we'll have to pay on any profits that's made from the project.
It's a really good question.
It's going to vary.
Any tax advice should be taken up with local tax specialists within your area. So I have an accountant that I use over here in the United Kingdom. I'd recommend you contact a local one who specialises in crypto. Our tax liabilities are personal to manage, so I'd really recommend you investigate that.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries.
Yeah, it's going to depend on where you are too. So wherever you're located, you're subject to those tax laws, and the tax laws in one country may not be good for another. So because this is a crypto on the Avalanche Chain crypto project, and it's basically available to the whole world, even if we could give tax advice, it would only apply to people that live in either the U.S. or the UK.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's there are CPAs and tax accountants that do have experience with crypto. They're a little bit harder to find nowadays, but they're getting there's more and more of them every year, so they are getting into it. But yeah, just interview a few of them and see what they think or what their experience is with crypto, and then yeah, go from there. Just have to do that one on your own. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry, I'm not muted either. Cool. Sorry, I was just going through our chat. For a gift that made me laugh. I love our community. Brilliant. Anyone else got any questions?
Are they chatting to us? I didn't know they were chatting to us.
I like to keep an eye on it. That was well done.
Yeah. So we've got 168 people in here, and okay, all right. We'll bring Maximilian back up.
Yeah, guys, thank you. I'm just going to come back in. I don't want to take everything off you tonight, and I appreciate you guys talking.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been with you guys now for, where are we? 2.5, 3 weeks, and the results for me are phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I'm compounding, I'm building my nests, I'm building my NFTs, and I'm taking a real extra income away from it. I mean, it's unbelievable what I've been able to do for people within my family through your project. It really is unbelievable. I'm not being greedy, but and forgive me, I'm a Christian man. I am a Christian man, and I turned to faith 5 years ago, and I really rely on my faith so much now in my life. I really find it now necessary for me to try and give something back. And I'm not talking the collection plates at church or you know, canisters shaken outside, you know, food halls. I think it's important that we as a community, whether they want to opt in or they don't want to opt in, but we could really, really make a mark now as Phoenix to set up a charitable organisation where every time I commit, you know, my fire token to a nest, maybe I'm charged an extra opt-in or opt-out 0.25 to create that nest, where that would go across to something else to feed back, because what we've created as a team, what you guys have created, is phenomenal and strong and really wonderful. And if we attract the right-minded people, not the greed, the right-minded people to this, we can all win. And I mean all win as individuals, but all win as a universe. You guys could change the world here, and I'm fully aware of it. I would love to see, in some space of time, you guys concentrate on creating a, maybe the word charity is the wrong word, but something where we could invest our earnings into changing the world. What are your thoughts on that, please?
It's a great
Eric.
point.
Yep.
Eric.
Ah, see, I love it. It hits me right where I live. I'm a very charitable person, There are a few people in this room that know that, and there are those who probably are hearing it for the first time, but I actually do love helping people. It's in our blood, it's in our DNA. Luke and I see eye to eye on the idea. We have been approached to develop a charitable arm of the business. I think it's too early to focus on that now. Typically, charity comes after the other successes, so we need to make sure that the other successes are in place first. But it's definitely on our roadmap.
Okay.
And one of the things that Luke and I talked about early on was changing people's lives for the better. And ultimately, it sounds cliche, but the world, the idea that you could have a positive impact on the world. And I think crypto and blockchain gives us the ability to do that because it is the one medium that penetrates the entire world that's pretty synonymous and pretty unique in that case. So it's just one of those things I have thought about, Luke's thought about. It's in our mind. We're looking at it, just not right away.
Okay, listen, Eric, I appreciate that, but
Yeah.
I really do. It's important to me. It may be important to other guys, but thank you so much. I appreciate you.
It's very important. Yeah, giving back is very important. Luke, do you want to add anything to that?
No,
He wanted to hear me talk because your accent threw him off a little bit. He wants to hear a real man speak.
A real cowboy, a real Texan.
Yeah.
He sounds like he's from England anyway, Eric.
Well, I'm actually from Alabama, but I tried really hard when I was growing up not to adopt the Southern dialect. So
Yeah,
I can pull it out. I can pull it out if I need to blend in certain situations, but typically I don't use it.
Oh, we find it quite warm in here in the UK. It's a nice accent.
Okay. Well, in that case, I might just pull it out then. We'll see.
Thank you so much.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Luke, did you want to add anything did you want to add anything? Sorry. I'm having a little bit of fun. The charitable conversation. Do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, charity is really important to us. As we are a global community, we will be looking at global causes that we will be supporting. However, like Eric said, we need to get our ducks in a row before we can help anybody else. We need to make sure we can help ourselves first. So creating our formation is key. Yes, Rude Boy, how are you?
All right, how are you?
Very good, yourself?
All right, thanks for having me. I have a couple of questions because I got burned for about $60K on that previous aforementioned DeFi project, and I just want to understand better some of the mechanisms you guys have in place in order to account for like the liquidity issue that was discussed earlier. Do you have automated processes in place, or is that something that needs to be adjusted on the fly as far as adjusting liquidity to account for scaling in the future or rapid growth of people joining the Phoenix community and adding nests? How is that managed?
It's a good question. One thing that's really important with anything to do with trading or charting is the element of the human. So within the previous iterations of DeFi as a service, we saw those that shall not be named engaging in bot selling, which created excess downward pressure. In fact, Eric and I were just talking about this evening before we came on this, because if you look at our chart, there's no downward selling pressure created by the Treasury. All the downward selling pressure was created by the community. The way we're building the Treasury is by watching the market and trading the market, because we're building that Treasury out, as opposed to just cashing it out every single time the trade happens. Because the worst thing, if we see that there's a support level there, then we'll trade the support level. If there's a resistance level there, all the best market makers in the world are human. Bot market making really doesn't do anything good. So we need to make sure the market takers are there,
we need to make sure the supports and resistances are there, and I think that's best done with human touch. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah, I completely agree. We've been doing that manually since this thing started, both building liquidity and treasury simultaneously. And you can see in the chart, we don't have that ridiculous continuous downward pressure. Now, the previous iterations, we mentioned earlier, we have our own smart contract. So we didn't fork the other contracts, right? So we're not a fork of Ring. We're not a fork of Ring. We took the concept, built our own smart contract because for two reasons. One, it's obvious they didn't have a secure contract that was, airtight, or it had some exploitation in it that was either there on purpose or by accident. The jury's still out on that one. But so we took that concept and we said, okay, the way they implemented it doesn't work. They had, and Showtime did a video on YouTube, if you haven't seen it. His YouTube channel is Passive Aggressive Income. He did a video on this on his channel where he went through, and I helped him work on it a little bit. He did most of it himself, but we talked through some of the stuff before he released the video to make sure it was accurate. But they had something like 50 to 55% selling pressure, which means every time you create a node, all right, so you'd put in 10 tokens, they'd have to sell 5 to 5.5 tokens every time you built a node. So that didn't really leave any room for the rest of us to sell without ruining the price. And I don't know if that was by ignorance or by design. Either way, it's not sustainable. So we took a lot of that out. They were doing stuff like claim tax. Claim tax is a bad idea because it cannibalizes your native token. The only thing you can do with a claim tax to make it liquid is sell it. So our claim tax is an AVAX. So we ask you to sell to pay a claim tax, which is fine, right? It's a good thing to have there, but we ask you to pay it in our non-native token. We're asking you to pay it in Avalanche AVAX native coin to the blockchain, so that we don't have to go then sell it in order to make it utilize it, make it liquid. Second thing we did was we have a dedicated treasury. We don't take anything for ourselves, right? So the other guys, what they would do is they would take part of the treasury. Well, they didn't really have a treasury, to be honest with you. They called it the team wallet, and they were supposed to invest with that, but ultimately it was theirs. But once again, they were taking payment for themselves for if you look at their white paper, for R&D and for development and legal fees and salaries. They listed all that in their white paper. All of that was taken in the form of their native token. And it wasn't just Ring. It was the people that forked Ring too. They all forked a flawed economic model. And so you end up with this like constant selling pressure. In order to keep the ship afloat and running, you had to fill it up with water. It was weird. Like this doesn't work. I called it the Ouroboros. So I said quit eating your own tail, because you're hurting yourself by doing everything in your native token. One of the things StrongBlock, and we love StrongBlock as a model, and I told people early on, we're more heavily modeled after StrongBlock than we are Ring or the other forks that forked Ring, because we followed StrongBlock's maintenance fees, right? Which people criticized us for and said, well, you're not really running nodes. Why do we pay maintenance fees? Well, it's because we have to get paid to run this thing. This is mine and Luke's full-time job in some fashion or form, right? So we don't want to do that in our native token and cause unnecessary selling pressure. And then we added claim fees, which I don't think StrongBlock, they don't have doesn't have claim fees, do they?
Yeah, they do. No, they do. It's written.
Do they?
There's gas fees. I mean, that's
they have gas fees, yeah. Yeah.
I haven't.
But anyway, so the point was we removed ourselves from the tokenomic. We removed like more than half of the selling pressure that was inherent to the other system. So that was step one. Step two is we're releasing something this week that's going to help reduce selling pressure on the treasury. And you guys will see that, and hopefully the next few days.
That's going to be amazing.
We'll be able to release. It's going to be good. You guys are going to like it.
It's going
to
be amazing.
Yeah. So.
Appreciate you answering that. My next question was about the treasury. Are there milestones that need to be hit in order to make future investments, or is that, on it? How is that being managed as far as the different percentages that are being allocated to the different, you know, whether it's time or what have you. What triggers the next round of investment?
It's really so first of all, I don't think we should really call ourselves DeFi as a service because we aim to do more than just DeFi. We have if you look at it, three ways that we're going to invest or are investing. There is the DeFi, right, which is where you go stake Ohm and time or maybe build strong nodes. I don't like strong nodes right away because the ROI window on it's 100 days, maybe longer, if price fluctuation happens. But on-chain, other projects for sure. And then the second one is off-chain, where we talk about, and we haven't done any of this yet, by the way, the off-chain stuff is, it's the prerequisite for off-chain is the legal entity that we're setting up with the attorneys. Hopefully it's going to be done this week, starting tomorrow, so we can move forward with that, because that has to be regulated and proper and legal. You can't just go do that because you feel like it. There are rules you have to follow for that kind of stuff. So the off-chain hasn't happened yet. It will once we get the formation of the company and all the regulations in place and we're compliant. And that's like your off-chain would be like real-world yield-bearing assets and other. Yeah, I'll just leave it at yield-bearing assets and other asset appreciations. And then our third one is our project incubation, right? So project incubation is where we actually foster, we fund, we create, and we manage a brand new concept or a brand new project within crypto, and then we get a profit share from that indefinitely for the community. What the triggers are there is what's available now versus what is our short term look like, what does our midterm look like, what does our long term look like. We have a couple of long-term plays already ahead of us, and we've been in discussions with a couple of people about these project incubations. We have, I think, what, 3, Luke, at least, maybe 3 or 4 projects that we know we want to incubate. We know we want to create these things. The ROI window on them are not as short as some people would like, because crypto is a very, I don't know, it's a very fast-paced industry as a whole, right? Everyone wants to see the ROI return on investment in like a week or 2 weeks. And they want to see that, they want to get that. It's like a little morphine drip, you know, you click the button every 10 minutes because you want to get that hit. That's kind of how crypto is. Some of these things, understand guys, it's just going to take 3 months, 5 months, 7 months before we see the return. But once we see the return on them in those 3 month, 5 month, 7 month windows, they're going to be the same returns or better every single day, every single week, every single month following that. So that's the idea behind it. To answer your question, I'm really bad about getting long, drawn out winded on answering questions, is that it depends on what our ROI window is, how much fund we need, and what the ROI is going to be for the funds spent. And Luke can help elaborate on that, because he has more to do with the investments than I do. I'm more of the technical guy.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have even taken that question. I should have just passed it to Luke. I'm sorry.
Don't you worry, Eric. You've got a sore throat. You've done me the greatest service, and I think you've actually answered it really well. I don't think there's anything more I can add to that, rude boy.
I'm sorry?
I'm not sure if there's anything else I can add to that.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. No,
No
I
worries.
just wanted to know if it was more of a, you know, every 100K that's when we make a move, or is it? But it sounds like from what Eric is saying, it depends on what the investment is,
Yeah.
and what it's available in the treasury depends on when it makes a move. Okay.
I'm going to use an Eric analogy here, right? It's kind of like when you're shooting a gun. First of all, you got to aim. So what we're doing at the moment is we're building up our ammo, and we're picking our target, and we're taking aim. When we're ready to shoot, we'll let you know.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys' time, and I'm gonna at least start 1, maybe 10 nests here in a day or so.
Nice.
And
Whatever you feel comfortable with, no pressure from us at all. If you feel like investing and it looks good to you, great. If it doesn't and you don't feel comfortable, we're never going to pressure anybody into doing something they don't feel comfortable doing. So it's completely up to you, not financial advice. Do your own research, all that good stuff. Yeah.
looks like a good project, so I'll make a decision here in the next day or so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Luke, I wanted to address a question in the chat. Someone asked, and it may be that we have to repeat this every now and then for people when they join the project. So the question came up about flash sales. We stated early on, and we've stated it a few times in the AMAs, we're never going to do a sale where a nest costs less than 10 fire tokens. So that's not ever going to happen here. It is detrimental long term. It is detrimental short term to the project. It is a terrible idea. What it does is it gives you a little bit of a boost in short-term boost in your token price because you create a lot of buying pressure from people trying to get in and get that product at a discount. And it doesn't really benefit anybody except for the people who own the token and have a ton of it to sell in that short period of time. So it's not good long-term though. It really doesn't even help the project short-term unless your goal is to just grab a bunch of cash. So no fractional nodes, or excuse me, nests. Uh-oh. I got to go put $5 in the square jar.
Eric.
I'm sorry. I'll blame it on something later. Yeah, I got distracted, but no fractional nests.
No
We are working with a third party to sponsor an offering that may allow people to get a lowered barrier entry to nest ownership, but we officially here as the first party are not ever going to do sales. We're not ever going to do fractional nests. We're not going to have different nest types either. We're not going to go up and say we have this like God mode nest that costs like 50 or 60 or 72 and a half tokens. Not ever going to happen.
Basically, they're nests. They're going to stay nests. We've had Minus Wells waiting for a while. I think we should take their question, and then I think we'll let Showtime wrap up with us. Let's get Minus up first. How you doing, Minus? Are you joining us? Funky profile picture. Are you coming?
FYI, guys, if you've never been on one of these main stages, there's a little bar at the top of your screen that you have to accept the invitation to get on stage. So if you guys
there we go.
have to get on stage,
There we are.
you have to click that button to accept it.
There we go, guys. All right. Hey, a couple questions, and you may have answered it in the other AMAs, but I think it would be helpful for everyone to have confidence in the project to be able to see the reward pools or the treasury accounts. I know you listed on the web page, and the API may not be accurate or whatever, but it'd be good to be able to look up for ourselves using the address of the treasuries and all other accounts you guys have, just so we can see what's going on with them. And then another thing, can you explain how getting out of crypto and into real life assets is a better use of the treasury money than just going 100% DeFi?
Yeah, I'll take the first one. Luke, you can take the second one maybe. Does that sound fair?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I published an infographic yesterday. It's a PDF. There's actually links in there. If you click on each of the accounts that are represented, it will link you to Snowtrace where you can see the account.
Okay, beautiful. Where can we find that?
It's in the FAQ section.
Oh, in FAQ. Okay, perfect.
Yep,
Great.
That released last night, yeah. So each one of those accounts that's listed in there, you just click the hyperlink, it'll take you to Snowtrace. You can see the account. We're not, we're not obscuring or hiding any of that from you.
Yeah, I never was making that assumption. I just, yeah.
It's my turn. It's my turn. Can I? Right. Hey, Minus. Nice to meet you, man.
Hey.
So the reason why we're going off-chain as well as on-chain is because if you or I were to walk into the bank, now I don't know what country you're in, but I'm in England. So if I had £100,000 and I put that in my bank would give me 0.5% a year. Okay, and then obviously with inflation it becomes deflationary because we are the everyman, we are the normal folk. Okay, but finance doesn't actually operate like that for everyone. So with Phoenix Community Capital, that allows us to actually enter a different level of financial services industry that isn't actually accessible to the everyman. We're talking bonds, insurance, pensions, etc. So when we say we're doing an off-chain investment strategy, we are, and it's like no off-chain investment strategy you'll have ever come across. Like anything that is groundbreaking, it takes time to build. And the first thing we're doing is getting our company incorporated to act as a financial management company, because we need to be operating as a legal entity to act with TradFi markets. And then once we've done that, then we'll be able to really hone in on our off-chain investment strategy. The most exciting one, and the one that's going to be most beneficial in the medium term, is going to be the incubator program, because that's going to bring some excellent things to crypto in general, but also is going to help benefit the community as well. We've got a couple of unicorns in our midst. Some people glance one. We've got two sat on our table right now, and we're going to incubate them through Phoenix Community Capital. I said to Eric one day, I said, imagine if we got like one of the big ones. Imagine if one of ours became one of the big ones. Our community was running on that. Wouldn't that be amazing? That's the dream. So that's what we're working towards. But like I said, it takes a bit of time, and we're still very young. We're still a young startup. We're still finding our feet, and we're growing fast. And as I'm sure you know, Minus, as it grows fast, it's hard to keep under control, and we're really keeping our hands on the reins for the moment. As controlling this beautiful smart contract is taking up a lot of our time right now, because this thing wants to fly. It wants to absolutely fly. But if it flies fast, it will crash. It'll be like Icarus. It will get too close to the sun, and its wings will fall off, and it will crash and burn, and we cannot have that either. So yeah, I hope that helps answer your question.
Yeah, I guess it does, to some degree. But yeah, I just also like to say I'm surprised on how stable the price has been, and the steady growth upwards, and it's been pretty amazing to watch. So good work, you guys.
Thank you. I think that's a testament to the reduced selling pressure that we took out that was inherent to some of the other ones you may have seen. That's really just the smart contract tokenomic at work. By the way, guys, I'm sorry.
Sorry, go ahead, Eric.
I was going to make an announcement. I apologize. So I loaded the PDF version in the FAQ section. It had been converted to a JPEG, which took out the links. I don't think that the people who converted it to JPEG for the FAQ section knew that there were links in it. So I published just put the PDF version of the tokenomic infographic in as a PDF version. So if you guys hit the PDF version, there are links in there that'll take you to Snowtrace to see those accounts. So I lied to you earlier because it was not like that. I was just informed that it had been converted to a JPEG, which did take out the links, I think.
Great. Yeah, so that was all I had to say. Thank you. Thank you a lot.
Linus. Cheers, man. Thank you for coming up. Thank you for coming up. We've got Rude Boy there. Should we get him up for one more and then wrap up, or we?
I don't know. I kind of see. Showtime, did you come up just to sit on the stage, or did you have something you wanted to ask or say? Oh, see, it looks like you're talking, but I can't hear anything. Is that just me, Luke?
Yeah. I can't hear you.
You know what it is? I think if you're recording, you can't. I bet he's recording. I think Jordan ran into this problem once.
Hear me now?
Yes, can hear you now.
Oh, great. So I don't know if this has already been asked. I'm coming late, so I apologize if it's already been asked. But where are the manual liquidity injections coming from?
Good question. Good question. So as part, it comes from the token wallet. So the token wallet is where all of the tokens are stored. We have to drop them into the market somehow, so we sell them. We sell them into the market. That gives us AVAX. That AVAX has to go somewhere. We figure the best place for it to go is back into the liquidity pool it came from. Not every. We see projects all over the world selling their tokens from the liquidity pool and then doing all manner of things with them. we're putting them back where they came from, which is
Yeah. So basically what we do is we swap FIRE tokens into circulation, take AVAX out, because that's what we're doing. We're selling them against the liquidity pair. Once we grab the liquidity that we want, we turn around and put it right back in. So we put FIRE in, take AVAX out, put FIRE and AVAX right back in to help hold that up. That's where it comes from.
I'm sticking logs in the fire.
Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
No worries, Showtime. Thank you, man. Thank you. We saying, Eric? We saying one more from Rude Boy? Let's do it.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Can you keep it quick, please, Rude Boy? I've got a really sore throat. Thanks.
Hello.
Ah, there you are. Okay, great. Gotcha. Welcome back to the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just had one question about the off-chain investment. I mean, it's probably a long-term question. Is the vision to become or be in a position to have a controlling stake in corporations, or are we just trading options? What kind of long-term vision is that for the off-chain investment?
Eric once said to me, there's nothing stopping us from becoming the crypto version of Berkshire Hathaway, and I think that that's a really good target.
Yeah, so corporate controlling, it's a phased approach, right? So we're not going to go out and start buying companies.
No,
but it's on the roadmap. It's on the agenda, right? The idea is to get to the point where you do have controlling shares of corporations. I said to a friend of mine one time, imagine, it was just like what Luke said, imagine being a crypto version of Berkshire Hathaway. No one's really done that or even tried to do that I'm aware of. And then profit release back into the token for the crypto holders. So it's a little bit of a different take. Typically nowadays it's done with shares and shareholder, shareholder payments, right? Kind of like that, yeah. But
yeah.
Oh no, the reason why I asked it was just to go to, I guess, Minus's question that, there is billions of dollars to be had off chain, as much as there is on the crypto market. So, why leave something on the table when you can pursue that also? So
yeah. And you know what? All that money's got to move into crypto at some time. Do you know what I mean? May as well do it now. So yeah.
All right, that's all I had, guys. Thanks.
Thanks, Rudewood. All right, should we call that a night then?
I'm comfortable with calling it a night if you are. I think we've covered a lot of stuff here.
Definitely. Thank you, everyone.
By the way, if anyone's curious, the thing I was going to state, if no one asked the question was asked. It was about the incubation projects and some of the upcoming ideas that we have. So that was addressed. If you're curious about what Eric was going to mention, if it didn't get asked, it did get asked.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done, Eric.
Well done, Luke. Thank you.
No. Thank you. Let's call it a night. Have a wonderful evening, guys. We love each and every one.
Thank you very much for joining us. I think we're going to do this weekly, right?
Yeah, weekly next
every
week.
Sunday afternoon for us and Sunday evening for the UK.
10 p.m. next time. It'll be 2 hours later. 2 hours later next week.
Yeah, let's not say 10 p.m. because that's kind of misleading if someone's not in the UK.
UK. Well, I'm sorry, Eric, but the British clock is the only one that matters in my house. It's
actually I love to just throw out weird facts like that. It's actually the basis for everyone else's time too.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, because I'm in Central Time Zone US, which is GMT -6. So
Greenwich Mean Time. That's it. Yeah.
Or UTC, depending on what you call it, right? But it's that -6. It's not its own time. It's a reference point for everyone else in the world. So
I love that. All right, on that bombshell, guys. Have a wonderful evening. We love you all.
All right, thanks very much.
Peace out.
Take care, guys.